So today's going to be an interesting one, guys. Today will be an interesting one. We just had a speaker, a few of them. We just had like 4 speakers in a row at 9 a.m. Eastern, 9:05, 9:10. So that's why we're seeing that big drop in the market. And then we also have a speaker at 11:45 a.m. And yeah, and then the next one not till 7 p.m. So today, no news besides those speakers. But we see that the market's dropping, and I know that they talked about, as I think I just saw someone said it too. They talked about making the rate cut later. So it's just, we're obviously going to see that type of reaction in the market if they talk about making a rate cut later, then they've already pushed it back. I mean, they had already talked about pushing it back to September, and if they're going to push it back later than that, we're going to see a negative reaction in the market, which we've seen so far. So here on the daily, I have this daily, yesterday's low charted out, because look at ES. ES has already taken out yesterday's low. NQ has not. If we continue on this bearish trend today, I would expect us to come down and try to take out yesterday's low. Yeah, I mean, that's what I believe, Jordan. I don't think there will be one. I really don't think there will be one. Yeah, it's just, it's crazy that we came into this year expecting, I mean, like 3 or 4 at the minimum. And they even talked about 7 at one point, and now there's probably going to be none. But that's not my job. That's not my job. So hopefully they're taking care of it for us. But we just get to react to these things in the market, and we get to trade it. So it's good to stay up to date on what's going on with all the news, what's going on with the speakers, because we're going to see a immediate reaction to our market because of that. So we might see some increased volatility today. But right here, on the 4-hour, we are in this 4-hour bullish imbalance. We also have this 4-hour order block down right below. So we're seeing that reaction right now at market open off of that. So what we really have to wait for is, I really want to wait to see, is this going to be a fake out move at market open, and are we going to try to push through these resistance levels or these support levels and come down to yesterday's low, just like ES has already done, or are we going to come back to all-time highs? Now, hearing that news and seeing the reaction pre-market, my immediate assumption would be that we are going to continue to drop and take out these support levels, right? Push through all these bullish imbalances that we're seeing, push through all these bullish order blocks down below, and come for our sell side liquidity. That would be my immediate reaction. But we still have to be careful, because we're talking about technical analysis and fundamental analysis. So in terms of technical analysis, with all this support and with our daily structure, I would expect longs to come back in and to continue to push higher. But if we're talking fundamental, I would expect the shorts to come in and try to push us lower. So we really have to wait for a really good reaction. If we see this be a fake out move, market open right now, I would expect that pump initially up to this imbalance, maybe back up to VWAP, and then for us to ultimately continue to the lows. So on the 15-minute, I have our Asia high, Asia low charted out. We swept our Asia high already, grabbed that liquidity, and now we've seen that drop. Asia low is down here at 9:30 p.m. and our Asia high is up here at 9 p.m. Actually, no, it's not. It's actually going to be up here. One sec. It's actually going to be up here at 8:30 p.m. Right here. That'll be our Asia high. But we swept it anyways. We came up and grabbed liquidity, and then we saw that drop. Up here, we're going to see our London high at 3:45 a.m., which we have not swept. We have not taken out that London high. And then we're going to look for our London low. which is going to be until 4:45 a.m. Right, technically that 5 a.m. candle that's a part of that next. It's not. I don't chart out that 5 a.m. candle. I used to do that, but then I thought about it. And I was like, well, that's not a part of that kill zone anymore. So 4:45. So we've taken out that low. We did not take out London high. We're still seeing that drop. Right now, we do look extremely bearish after that news came out. Yeah, I like charting them on the 15-minute. It's just easier for me to see. Okay, so we're seeing that initial pump at market open. Let's look over here at ES. Let's chart out our London high, London low. Guys, we've been seeing a lot of divergence between our ES and NQ the past week to 2 weeks. So it's something that we need to continue to look out for. The SMT that we talked about yesterday in our educational session. I've got our London low on ES down at 430, and that London high is over here at 315. So same thing on ES. We swept Asia high, which is also here. I don't know I had that one charted out. Swept Asia high, and then took out London high, London low. We can see that ES has swept that yesterday's low. We have not displaced it, but we do have that 15-minute order block here. We're seeing a reaction off of on ES. We have VWAP. I'm expecting these shorts to come back in. Let's see if this 15-minute wants to respect this fair value gap here. Oops. Right there. So I want to see if this 15-minute is going to respect this fair value gap here. If this 15-minute over here is going to respect the order block on ES. And we got that 15-minute bearish order block. Okay, so we're starting to see a little bit of a reaction. We have that 5-minute order block we're seeing a reaction off of as well. Let's go down to the 1 minute. So I still like these shorts. We got to wait for a real reaction. Yes, NQM4, correct. NQM4, ESM4 over here. Okay, so I want to see these shorts come back in. I want to see them target our sell side liquidity levels. But I still want to make sure that we're going to get that move down, which right now we're looking like we're trying to do that. All right, but at least I want to wait for this 5-minute candle to close. I want to see how this closes. And I would like to wait for that 15-minute candle to close too, just to see if we're going to continue to respect that imbalance or if we're going to try to push up through it. But right now I do expect this to be a fake out move. And I want to see the shorts come back in, but we got to really wait. Because like I said, guys, in terms of technical analysis, if I was not thinking about any of the news or any fundamental stuff, I would be long. But with this news coming out, with this fundamental analysis, with the speakers, I'm expecting a little bit more of a drop in the market. So we'll see what happens here. I'm liking the reaction. We're seeing to the downside. We just got to get a good timing on it. All right, we have this nice 1-minute order block we're forming. We'll see if we can get displacement of that 1 minute. 5-minute close, still respecting that order block there. Yeah, I mean we are looking like we want to continue lower. I'm loving that reaction off the 15 5-minute. I don't want to rush any entries here. I want to make sure we're getting a really solid entry. Just in case price wants to retrace a little bit. I'm liking the 15 on ES. I'm liking the 5-minute on ES. We can see the rejection we're getting off those levels. 1 minute imbalance here. So, I mean, an aggressive entry in the shorts would be taking it right now, not waiting for displacement of this order block. Right, that would be the aggressive entry. For me personally, I want to wait a little bit. I want to give it just a few more minutes just to see if we can actually get displacement of this order block. And if we miss out on a trade because of that, we miss out on a trade. But if you want to take that aggressive entry, you would be those shorts would be right now, right? Because then you could still have a decent stop loss. You could keep it near the top of this imbalance. I mean, it would have to be around 55 ticks plus, right? But I am liking the shorts. We might need to wait for this 15-minute candle to close until we actually make that move all the way back down, which is in about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. All right, but we might not see that move until this 15-minute candle closes. Just look at the hourly too. This is what I mean by our technical analysis levels. This looks pretty bullish. It looks like this is a fake out move. We're reacting off of our bullish imbalances, bullish order blocks, and like we're going to try to head back up, right? And that's another reason I'm not rushing into things. Okay, but if we're thinking about our fundamental analysis, right, the way the market reacted pre-market open, I would expect the market to continue to drop today. So that's why I'm really just waiting for confirmation. Price action is pretty decent so far. Pretty decent. We're not seeing anything, any real breakout yet. But again, waiting for that first 15-minute candle to close is important. Really can tell us a lot about the market direction, what we're going to see on the day. Remember, like yesterday, we might see another kind of day like yesterday where we see a strong expansion move to target one side liquidity, and then we might see the market kind of range for the rest of the day after that. Right? That's kind of what we saw yesterday. We were able to catch some of that expansion move towards that liquidity, and then we ended up ranging for the rest of the day, right around those all-time highs. Right? So we want to be, if we're going to trade, we want to be a part of the expansion move. We want to be able to catch a good reward on our trades. So that's why I want to, be a little bit more aggressive and be looking for an entry, right around this time. But if our price action isn't going to be very good, then I'm not really going to, rush into anything. But we can see we're just kind of chopping around this level. I really think we're just waiting for this 15-minute candle to close. And I think our next 15-minute candle will start to see some more movement. We're still respecting this 15-minute imbalance. This 5-minute order block here. Let's see what we're doing over here on ES. We're still in that 15-minute order block on ES. 5-minute order block here. ES is right around VWAP. That's pretty important too. It looks like price is kind of trying to drive through these levels on ES and in Q, but we're not really doing that just yet. Alright, so this 15-minute candle is about to close. I do like that it's still respecting this imbalance here. Right, so ultimately I would be looking, if the shorts are going to come in, I would be looking to take them all the way down to yesterday's low. Because ES has already taken out yesterday's low. I want to see NQ do the same. Okay, so I'm waiting for, if we can displace this low and create a fair value gap, that's what I'd be looking for, right? And if I miss out on this trade, I miss out. I'm sure some people are in the shorts already. Okay, like I said, we're just waiting for that next 15-minute candle to open and to start moving. And we see that already happening. All right, just like I assumed, the next 15-minute candle was going to give us some movement in this market. Right, and I haven't got an entry. And like I said, if I miss out on this trade, I'm okay with that. Just wanted to wait for some movement, wait for some displacement. And we'll see if that 15-minute can really push through these lows, or if this is going to be just setting up for those longs. I do want to see the shorts come back in. They're just going to have to push through a lot of support levels. A lot of order blocks down here, imbalance. That is a strong displacement candle there on the 1 minute. I don't have really anywhere I would enter down here. That's not enough reward for me down here. But the next entry I would be looking for would be if we displace the lows here. Then I would be looking for us to catch down to yesterday's low, to where we could still find a really good reward on a trade, right? So I'm not upset if we miss out on this one here. Okay, but so far it looks like we're trying to go take out that low. Just waiting to see if we can get an actual entry. Did anybody get that entry I was talking about up here? I mean, if you did, you wouldn't have gotten stopped out. I don't know if anybody took it up here. I obviously did not. Okay, that's good. There we go. Well, that's what I'm talking about. If you got that entry, I think I called it out around, I don't know where I called that out. Around here, I think. Somewhere around here. If you did, you're probably up around 100 ticks in profit. Okay, so I'm going to start looking for a short entry off this fair value gap here, and I'm going to look to catch it all the way down to yesterday's low. Keeping a stop above. If we can see a reaction off of this fair value gap on the 1 minute, that's when I'll start looking for those shorts. I just don't love that reaction we're seeing on the 5 and the 15. So we need to see a good reaction off this 1 minute for me to get in. I'm liking that. I'm liking the reaction so far. I just want to see something good. I don't want us to double bottom for us to push right back up. Just want to see a really good reaction off that 1 minute fair value gap we see right here before I get an entry. I'm not going to rush into this one. I'm going to test it out here, guys. I just got in half a lot in the shorts. I just tested it out, half a lot in the shorts. Entry was a little bit lower than I wanted, but I'm looking to catch this one all the way down to yesterday's low. So my entry was at 18,689. I'm going to keep my stop above this fair value gap at about 52 ticks at 18,702. Just half a lot. I'm just testing this one out, guys. Just testing this one out. Right? Just want to see if we're going to get follow through. And if we don't get follow through, well, that's a risk I'm willing to take here. Right? So I wouldn't be looking to take first TP at this low. That's not enough reward for me. So let's see. We're getting a pretty strong reaction off these levels down here. Looks like we're almost trying to double bottom. So if we don't get that follow through, we don't get it. I still like the setup. I still like that. I think we're still going to try to target those lows. See if there's any other levels that we can look to target. There's not really too many levels we can look to target besides our yesterday's lows. But we're not seeing that. We're not seeing that reaction now. We're kind of seeing it looks like we're trying to double bottom here. If it looks like we're double bottoming, so we'll see if I have my stop just above, just half a lot here, testing out the market. If I get stopped, well, then I'll start looking for something different. Right, but this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a fair value get formed on a displacement. Right, we had that displacement candle. We traded into it. We started to see a reaction. That's the entry I wanted to look for, but there's a reason I didn't add into a full lot just yet, guys. Remember, just first trade of the day, testing out the market. So far, we haven't seen any follow through back down. I don't love that 5 minute there. Yeah, it looks like we have a little bit of a double bottom, but I still think ultimately we're going to come back down and target these lows. So we might just have to, if we do get stopped out, we'll just have to wait for a better entry. A better entry on these. If it starts to really drop aggressively, I will add into a full. But not until that happens. It looks like we're going to get stopped out here in a second. Looks like we're trying to push up a little bit higher. Right, and if that happens, then I'm going to start looking for, more entries back at VWAP. ES is still sitting under VWAP. We're still respecting all of our, so I'm out now. We're still respecting all of our bearish resistance levels. Okay, so we disrespected that 1 minute just barely. So now I really need to wait for a solid re-entry here, because I don't like that 15 minute. I don't like the 5 minute very much. Okay, we really got that strong reaction, but we do have more liquidity resting down here now. I still want to see these shorts come in. We still have that 2-minute imbalance here. 2-minute fair value gap. I want to see these shorts come back in. It's just about finding that good entry. All right, let's see if we want to come back up to that 15-minute imbalance here. But this 15-minute is keeping me from getting a re-entry just yet. Just seeing that reaction off of this level down here. All right, so yeah, first trade, testing out the market, doesn't work out. Now we look for a different entry. We'll see if we want to push up a little bit back into that 15-minute. Background VWAP, we still see ES below VWAP. Okay, we're entering back into that 15. We're just kind of ranging up and down right now. I do like that we created more liquidity down here, but we are pushing up pretty aggressively. Pushing up pretty aggressively here on NQ. If we look at that 15-minute, the 15-minute is pretty gnarly there. It's not the wick we want to see for those shorts. All right, so now I'll just continue to wait for a different entry, looking to see, just waiting to see how this market reacts off this order block here, off the 15-minute fair value gap. I mean, the 1 minute looks like it's trying to push through. Still no displacement of these highs though. We're back at VWAP. Just getting a lot of ranging so far since market open. Since market open, we've just ranged up, ranged back down. Now we've ranged back up. I still want to see these shorts ultimately come in. I don't love this 1 minute candle. I don't love our 15-minute candle though. They're looking a little bullish, a little too bullish for me. Could be a small power of 3. Could be. Yeah, accumulation, manipulation. Right now it just looks like we're setting up seek and destroy profile. We'll see though if there's going to be follow through to the upside. That's when I'll start, changing my plan to start looking for longs. But we gotta wait and see how this next 5-minute and 15-minute candle close. All right, as long as this 5 minute stays below VWAP and still respects both of these order blocks here and here, I mean, we still could head back down, but this is a pretty strong bullish candle on the 5 and the 15-minute. Very strong candles. So you're not going to see me rush right back into the shorts, obviously, right here. Oh yeah, that is a scary candle. Remember, like I said, on technical analysis levels, we still look bullish. But we are, so close to yesterday's lows. I wanted to see us come down and try to take those out. See that 5-minute close still below VWAP, still respecting this order block here. But we did displace this high. Yeah, so So we just got to see what this market's going to be like today. Are we actually going to see any kind of breakout moves, or is it just going to be a ranging day? Yeah, exactly. That's why you see me not rushing in to get a new entry just yet. Because so far we have just ranged up and down, right? And that's that typical seek and destroy type of pattern, right? Where we come down, grab sell side, come back up, grab a little bit of buy side, come back down, bounce off the range, come back up, grab buy side. Yeah, we could definitely talk about Seek and Destroy in our educational. For sure. Okay, so as much as we look bullish right now, we're not breaking through this. We're not breaking through VWAP. We're not breaking through our resistance levels. Right, and remember, like I always say, when we create equal lows, or relative to equal lows, that means we're generating liquidity. That means we have more stop loss orders down here. We have more limit orders down here. So we're just generating sell side liquidity. So I want to see if price is going to come back down for that sell side. You know, it's just being careful with how that 5-minute candle looks, how the hourly candle, 15-minute candle. Okay, we're starting to see a little bit of a drop here. Again, you could get that short entry. It would be a more aggressive entry from up top. It would be a more aggressive entry from up here if you wanted to get in the shorts. Again, I wouldn't get into the shorts personally just yet. But that is a nice reaction off VWAP off that 15-minute SIBI again. I mean, the other 3-minute still looks pretty bullish. 5 minutes looking a little bit bullish. 2 minutes looking a little bit bullish. All right, but we're still respecting those, you know, imbalances and order blocks up here. So just gotta be very patient here. Really wait for a good setup. No need to rush. We've got a full day ahead of us. This market's still ranging. All right, and let's say even if we do end up missing out on a trade, let's say price comes down and takes out these lows and we don't get involved. That's okay, because I would still be looking for the shorts all the way down to yesterday's low. So we'd still have a good trade opportunity down here, even if we have to take it somewhere down here. Got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left on this 15-minute candle. It's a pretty nice reaction we're seeing off of that imbalance here. See, ES is reacting off the 50% level of that order block, which is a good sign as well. Starting to kind of head down here. Remember, that aggressive entry would be from up here. I'm not taking that personally. Right now, it looks like we're just kind of setting up for something, you know, for this hourly to close. You can see that reaction we got in the hourly. We might want to come up on this next hourly candle into this imbalance up top. Right, so I'm going to wait on any entries. We might try to come up here and then head down. So this hourly is closing in about 30 seconds. I do want to wait and see how this hourly closes and see what liquidity we want to target going into Silver Bullet. Right, because we haven't really taken out too much liquidity yet. There's definitely potential for the longs to step in if we're looking at a higher time frame stuff. There's potential, but what's keeping me from wanting to jump in the longs yet is just how our market was to pre-market open. It's keeping me from wanting to jump in just yet. Again, I do want to see if this hourly wants to come up into this imbalance up top and then take us back down. We're going to see what happens here. We can see how ES took out yesterday's low and came back up. So we do see that divergence between the two. All right, but I'm just going to continue to wait. See if we do want to go up into that hourly bearish imbalance. I'll get rid of this right here. All right, we got that imbalance up top here. Nice. So let's see if we do want to touch up into that hourly bearish imbalance, and if we get a reaction off of it. If we start getting a strong reaction off of it, I still think we'll go and try to target those lows. But once we actually break structure to the upside, you know, that's when I'll start changing my changing my bias and start looking for the longs. Our 1 minute structure looks like we're really trying to head up. We are very close to touching into that hourly imbalance. I just want to see what kind of reaction we get once we do move into that level. All right, but still not really any great setups in our market yet. Not really any great setups. I mean, pre-market shorts were pretty good. I didn't take any pre-market shorts, but since market open, there hasn't been too many great. I like those short setups. I really expected us to come down and take out those lows, and we just ended up not doing that. Yeah, I saw that trade he took. That's pretty nice. Yep, it's a lot easier to trade that pre-market open if you're on the East Coast. Whenever I'm in Texas, I wake up and I'm like, whoa, like I've still got like 2 hours until market open. I'm feeling refreshed. I'm feeling awake. All right, so I'm just waiting to see if we come touch up into this hourly imbalance up here. Hey. Is that my guy? That's my guy. What's up, Essay? All right, we just touched up into the hourly. Yeah, that's true. That is the nice thing about being on the West Coast for sure. Yeah, I'm on PST. Mi hermano, ¿cómo estás? All right, so we touched up into that hourly, waiting to see if we get a reaction back down or if these longs are really going to step in. All right, if these longs start to step in, that's when I'll start, changing my bias to the longs. Remember, we are in silver bullet now, so we could still take out some sell side liquidity and then head back down for those lows. Okay, so that's why I'm just going to continue to be patient, wait for that setup here. We are obviously above VWAP now, so we might see these longs really start to step in. Try to target our highs, but I'm still not convinced in these longs just yet. Still not convinced. Yeah, I mean our structure is it's too bullish. It is looking very bullish, right? But we're obviously not seeing any crazy push up just yet. All right, we're grabbing sell side levels here. And if we're talking silver bullet, I would, we're grabbing buy side levels. We're looking to grab, either buy side or sell side and then push for the opposite direction and go grab that opposing liquidity. Right now we're going up and grabbing buy side. So I am still waiting because we generated these equal lows down here to see if we're going to come back down for those equal lows and come back down for yesterday's low. Like I said though, if we're looking at a daily time frame, guys, I mean on a daily, I would expect longs to be pushing like crazy, right? If we're talking technical analysis, because we displaced all-time highs, we got displacement of our previous high here. Okay, but when we're talking fundamental, and we have an FOMC member talking about no rate cuts this year, typically we're going to see a very strong reaction, back down. So 15-minute is still respecting this imbalance as of right now. Let's see what the 5-minute does. We have that 5-minute bullish order block here. All right, so if we continue to respect these bullish levels, And that's when I'll start really, like if we get displacement of this high up here, this is a key high, that's when I'll really start looking for longs. But until that happens, I'm still short biased. Right, and we might be forming a bearish breaker on the 1 minute right now too. Right, if we can come down and take out this low, that would be a bearish breaker formed, and we can still look for a pretty nice short entry. Yeah, I just don't see the market getting a crazy pump today after everybody hears that we're most likely not gonna have a rate cut. I just don't see that happening. Personally. Yeah, it is. We're in a tough spot here, but look, if we take out this low right here, if we get displacement of this low, we form a 1 minute bearish breaker. I'm looking for shorts all the way off of this lowest down close candle here. Let's look at the 15. Look at the 15 minute. That's a nice 15-minute candle so far. All right, we just want to see that 5 minute come down, like I said, and displace that low. If this 5 minute can come down and displace the low, I'll be a lot more confident in the shorts. Right now, we're still respecting that 5 minute bullish order block. Well, I'd want to see at least some liquidity taken out today. Like yesterday, I would expect us to take out some liquidity and then probably range for the rest of the day. I think it'll be similar to yesterday's price action. But I still want to see at least one external liquidity level taken out, and that's why I'm talking about yesterday's lows. All right, I want to see that level get taken out. Okay, but if we're going to continue in this bullish trend and we actually break structure or get a market structure shift, we've obviously broken structure here on the 1 minute already. But if we get a market structure shift to the upside, take out these highs here, then I would think that longs would actually step in, all the way up to London high probably. Yeah, I mean, I think we're setting up here. I agree. I think we're setting up here for an actual move. But yeah, although we are actually, in a bullish 1 minute structure, we're ranging up. It's still nothing too crazy here. So that 5 minute is respecting that bullish order block a lot. We're seeing that very strong reaction off that 5 minute bullish order block. Okay, but we are seeing on the 1 hour, look at that reaction we've seen on the 1 hour off that imbalance. This is exactly what I was talking about. See how this 5 minute candle closes. Okay, so 5 minute close, still respecting that bullish order block. I mean, it'll be very key to see how this 15-minute closes in the next 5 minutes. If this 15-minute can come back down, still respecting this imbalance, I'll really be looking for shorts. But if it continues to go up and really displaces our highs, that's when my bias will change to the longs, and I'll start looking for longs. Let's check what the VIX is doing. I mean, the VIX has been heading down a lot in the past hour. Let's see how this next. Right now on this, in the past 30 minutes, it's been heading down. Past hour, we've seen two bearish candles pretty strong bearish candles on the VIX. But guys, still, this price action is still not good. This price action is still not good. We're just seeing a lot of ranging right now, a lot of chop. Let's see SMT on the 5-minute, you say. Let's check it out. Indeed, we do have that. That's some nice SMT on the 5-minute. Look at ES wicking above that high, grabbing liquidity, coming down, and Q has failed to take out that high. That is some nice SMT. So what I would be waiting for at this point is for us to get out of this range, right? Maybe if we form this head and shoulders pattern here, bearish breaker on the 1-minute, actually displace this low, then I'll be looking for shorts. But I will not be trading in this range. I'm in control of that honest money. We can always change the color. That's why I asked everybody when I first started this if they like the blue. And if it's too hard to see, we can always change it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll look into changing that color to a lighter color that everybody can see better. For sure. Can we finally get that drop? Go to 15 minute. Just want to see us close below that 50% level. I mean, yeah, we've got a lot of bullish fair value gaps here on higher time frames, but again, I'm still expecting us to go target those lows. Just if we can break out of this range and displace these lows here, we form that head and shoulders pattern up here. If we displace these lows right here, that's when I'm looking for shorts. This is that 1-minute bearish breaker block. Right, I'll be looking for shorts here. Catching my first TP. First TP down to the lows. 102 ticks. And then looking to hold all the way down to yesterday's low. So let's see if we can displace at least on the 1-minute. I'm not in anything yet. I'm waiting for displacement. 15-minute candle looks really nice though. We see that hour bounce. Look at this hourly candle too. That's exactly what I expected. I remember we said I want to see that hourly candle open into that imbalance and then head back down. That's what I've been expecting, but now we just got to see actual displacement of the lows. Look at that ranging. We're just not seeing that follow through. And that's why I always wait for displacement, guys, before I jump into trades. Because look at how if we didn't wait for displacement, we'd be already getting close to getting stopped out by now. But because we wait for displacement, we see that this is not a true move down. It's just a fake out. And we're staying in this range. So we stay out of getting faked out plenty of times when we just wait for displacement. And sometimes we miss out on trades because of that. But I'd way rather miss out on trades waiting for displacement than rushing into trades and getting stopped out. So we're just waiting for us to break out of this range. 15-minute candle's about to close. I just want to see this 15-minute close inside of this imbalance here. We've got about a few seconds left. Are we going to close below? Okay, we still closed inside. That's good. I wanted to see us close a little bit lower, but at least we closed inside still. Strong reaction on the 5-minute off of this order block up top. Still no good setups so far, guys. I have not seen... There's no setups in any of this that I would take. No setups here that I would take. We're just accumulating. This is accumulation. We're just sitting in a range. We're not seeing any breakout. We're not seeing any good price action. This is not the price action that I trade. And if we have to sit here for a while waiting for that, we'll sit here and wait. Okay, this 15 minutes still respected. The order block, we traded up into that imbalance. Grabbed liquidity. Still respecting it on ES. We got that SMT divergence between the two. All right, maybe we'll get a power of 3. Maybe we'll see a fake out to the upside and then head down. Just waiting to see. And looking at the 5-minute on NQ. The 5-minute still looks very bullish on NQ. We're still respecting that, the 5-minute bullish order block. 15-minute is just kind of chilling. Because like even here on the 15, that's still not enough, confirmation for me to jump in the longs just yet. All right, this is a weak move. This is a very weak move back up. It's not a very strong move. Okay, we're back to the top of this accumulation range. Are we going to break through it? Are we going to come right back down? Yeah, so far, not a lot of fun, guys. Just gotta be patient. And like I always say, if there's no setups, I won't trade. Okay, we're starting to see us try to break out of this range to the top. Still no displacement of the highs. Every time we see us try to break out, we just come right back down. This is not so fun. And guys, I hope you're really, 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 really being disciplined right now. I hope your discipline is very good and that you're not taking a bunch of trades in this stuff. I'm really hoping that. I hope you see that I haven't taken one other trade in this. We've taken one trade setup so far. I liked the setup and it didn't work out. And now we wait for some better price action. Just don't let this price action tempt you into taking 10 trades while we're just chopping. Because that I used to do this so much where I'd be like, we're at the top of a range. I'm like, okay, we're finally gonna break out. We're finally gonna break out. And then I get in, and then nope, we come right back down. And then I go to the bottom, like, oh, we're finally gonna break out to the lows. And then I get in, and then we just go right back up. I used to do that so much. Just like there's no plan there. There's no real plan. You're just asking to get stopped out. And then by the time they're finally, like, the breakout finally happens, you've already hit your drawdown and you can't even get into that trade. Like, I'm sure that's happened to some of you guys. I'm sure, it might have happened to all of us at one point. I used to do that, and then I would hit my drawdown and I would be like, what am I doing? Like, what was the point of any of that? Like, that was just gambling. Like, I just gambled my whole account away because I couldn't stay patient. And yeah, I had to learn the hard way. But that's why I'm here to try to help you so that you don't have to learn the hard way, right? I don't want you guys to have to learn the hard way. Can we finally break out? Can we do something, guys? Can we do something? Yeah, well, that's what I'm waiting for. If that happens, right, that power of three idea we talked about yesterday, we just accumulate for a while. We come up, grab all that buy side, maybe come grab this high up here, right? Grab some buy side and then actually get that move back down. Hmm. So yeah, I mean, guys, this stuff can get pretty boring and it can get pretty tempting sometimes, right? Because you just sit there and sit there and sit there and you're like, I need to trade, I need to trade. But you don't need to. There's no there's no need to. No one is forcing you to trade. You make that decision on your own. You're the one who clicks buy and sell, right? That's your decision. We have control. Okay? With great power comes great responsibility. You have the power of your decisions. You got to be responsible. You got to be disciplined. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, trading should get to the point where I wouldn't necessarily say it's boring, but you should get to the point where you could just kind of chill. You could chill for hours and hours and hours and not have to take any trades, right? And you should not be upset about that. You should be able to sit here for that. Say you have a 2 hour window in the morning that you want to trade. That's like me, right? I'm looking for that 2 hour window, basically from market open to, around 8 to 8:30. So an hour and a half to 2 hours. That's that first window of trading I look for. If I don't see any setups, I call it a session and I'm done. I walk away. And then we have that next, hour and a half to 2 hour window from 10:30, right, Pacific to about 12:30 Pacific. And if I don't see any setups in that and I wait for an hour to 2 hours, I walk away. Okay, the worst thing is when you sit on the computer from market open to market close and you just continue to look for trades that are not there. You continue to force trades that are not there. And you just sat on the computer for over 6 hours and took a bunch of trades. Like, that's why I think it's super important to be able to walk away from your computer and take breaks. Look, like, you don't need to trade during lunch session. Like, you do not need to take any trades during lunch session. Just look for those windows that you like to trade. Like, that's why I have these windows that I think personally are the best times to trade in the market. And we only look for trades during those times. And if there's no trades, we just walk away. Even if we lost a trade, like, I'm down, half a lot. I lost one trade. I don't remember how many ticks. I think it was like 50 ticks. And I'm completely okay with walking away. If we don't find another setup, I'm okay with walking away in the red and calling it a session. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Those times are, like I was saying, so our market open. So I can do an Eastern time, so 9:30, kind of to like 11:30, right? That silver bullet window. The next time would be that 1:30 post lunch, right, to about 3:30. Those are those two windows of trading that I like. Master class, will you explain how it will differ from what you have available during education sessions? Yes, so with the master class, the way that it's going to be different and the value that I'm going to be adding with that is that it's going to be very, very, very personalized. So I'm going to have everybody basically filling out forms, filling out where they're at in their trading journey, what their goals are in their trading journey. And it's going to be like, basically, like, it's going to be pretty much one-on-one, but with just some more people. But I'm going to be doing personal stuff with everybody to where we figure out exactly what your goals are, exactly where you're at in trading. And I'm basically going to be like your full-time teacher. And we're going to be doing like homework. We're going to be doing a lot of interactive sessions where I'm going to have members actually calling out trades, and I'm going to have members teaching lessons as well from what I have taught already. We're also going to be going into some more, a little bit more in depth of our strategies, right? So I teach my strategy all the time. I'm not hiding my strategy whatsoever. But I think the way we differentiate is by being very personal, because when I have so many people in here, it's hard for me to be one-on-one with you guys, right? So with that masterclass, that's the whole goal, is to be one-on-one to get you to those goals, right? To have you start teaching, because I do think the best, you learn a lot better when you're trying to teach it to your peers, trying to teach it to other people in interactive sessions. And for us to track our progress very consistently, very precisely for those 2 months, right? For those 2 months of trading and for those 2 months of that masterclass. So I'm gonna have everybody come up with their goals. We're gonna try to achieve those goals in those 2 months, or at least get us very close to those goals, right? So it's gonna be a lot more personal. I still have to come up with that start date. I wanted to start it in June, but guys, the whole new Discord, it has been a lot of work, and I'm trying to figure out how I can still make it the best possible for you guys. So I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush the start of it to where I'm not fully prepared. So I'm kind of thinking of when the best time to start that's going to be. But I would like to start it relatively soon. So I'm going to figure that out. Yeah, and I don't want to do that. I know a lot of mentors, yeah, they'd be charging like thousands and thousands of dollars, and that's just not what I want to do. I don't that's not my style. I'm not trying to charge that much. I want to make it affordable for people, but I also want to, I'm putting a lot into this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm putting a lot into this. It is going to take up most of my time, or a lot of my time, so yeah, I'm excited for it though. I am excited for it. Very excited. I think it's going to be really good. Hey, there we go. There's one of our masterclass members right there. So guys, we finally kind of came out of that range, but we're still not moving. We have no volume in the market. I know we finally broke out to the top, but we still haven't seen anything yet. No expansion. We're just kind of inching up a little bit. Right, so I'm waiting for a displacement. So we just got some displacement of this high here. Let's see if we can get displacement on the 5 and the 15. All right, if we get displacement on the 5 and the 15, I would start to look for longs. Right, which is this high right here, which we're closing in about 40 seconds. And if we can actually get that silver bullet move, with the fair value gap on the 1 minute, we haven't created any fair value gaps for a while. Then I would start looking for longs to take us back up to the highs, because if we actually displace and get a market structure shift here, that's when I would start thinking longs. But again, we have to be careful of the power of 3, just in case this is that fake out move. Right, if this is that fake out move, that manipulation to grab liquidity, and we head right back down. That's why I'm waiting to see if we get displacement, which it looks like we're about to get. So we did get displacement of that high. We got displacement there of the high, so it looks like we got that market structure shift here. Yeah, we do have that bearish fair value gap on the 15. Let's look at the hourly. Hourly looks pretty bullish so far. We'll see though. I'm waiting to see, we still haven't created any levels for me to long off of just yet. Even if I did want to get in the longs, I still would not. We still don't have any clear levels to get in the longs off of for me personally. I'm just kind of waiting for us to, if we can create a fair value gap or something, these longs are starting to look good. They're starting to look good, and you're right, that silver bullet hour, it's starting to look like we want to expand and go take out some highs. But let's see if we can actually create a fair value gap or a good entry for us to take, because so far I wouldn't have taken any of this entry here anyways. I still would not have taken any of these entries here. But we have gotten that market structure shift at this point. Right, taking out this high was key. Displacing that bearish order block was key for me to see the longs continue. We just touched into that 15-minute bearish fair value gap here. Hourly and the 4-hour looking very bullish. So now I'm just kind of waiting to see, are we going to get an actual level that we can long off of, right? Maybe a fair value gap like this one. Not the strongest level here. But we finally have that fair value gap, and it is that silver bullet hour. Right, and we're moving so slow that our risk can be very, very tight. Right, I'm trying to catch it up to the highs. All the way up to, at least around Asia high. That's what I would be expecting if these longs are going to step in here. The VIX is still really dumping. VIX has been heading down. Just waiting for an actual entry I can take. The volume right now is so low that we're probably going to move pretty slow. Well, on the 15-minute, yeah, I mean, we're in that 15-minute imbalance right now. But our structure is looking more bullish. Just waiting to see us trade back down, see if we're going to create any kind of entry opportunity. There's still no entry opportunity for me. I don't know if anybody's in these longs already. I'm personally not. I don't care. I'm not getting any FOMO or anything, guys, because there still has not been any entry I personally would have taken at this point. We're getting to bounce off London low here. I mean, we're pumping, but I just still haven't had an entry that I would take. Yeah, exactly. Like yeah, same here. My bias changed to the longs, but there's still no opportunities that I would have hopped in on. This is the first fair value gap we formed in a while, and we didn't trade back into it. So I'll just continue to wait and see if there's going to be a setup. Remember, in Silver Bullet, we're looking for those fair value gaps to form, and we're looking to take those entries off the fair value gaps. When they don't form and we don't have an entry, well, I'm not going to take it. So I'm just kind of waiting. Just waiting here to see if we get anything good. We're really shooting up, though, for those highs. Let's see another fair value gap forming down here. Let's see what our risk to reward could look like. Catch it up to London high. About 95 ticks to London high. I mean, we could have a 35 tick stop and still be under this 1 minute fair value gap down here. Strong 5-minute candle here. Strong 5-minute bullish candle. We see ES is already up at Asia high. So we're going to get some major divergence. Alright, so if we do get a reaction off of this 1 minute, that's when I would start looking for longs. Oof. They lost 1.3 billion on electric vehicles. That's rough. Okay, so we just saw us touch into that fair value gap. I'm going to start looking for an entry in the longs. I just want to see a good bounce off of it first. Want to see a good bounce. Alright, I just got an entry, half a lot. Half a lot on the longs. That really jumped on me quick, so I got a worse entry than I wanted, but 18,742.25 is my entry. So a higher entry than I wanted on that one, but still a good pump so far. Remember, I only added into a half a lot, so I'm not in a full lot. I'm going to keep my stop literally at 30 ticks, just underneath that fair value gap. There we go. That's a good pump. So I'm just trying to catch this up to London high for a first TP. I'll scale out a few of my contracts. Maybe even take it out at Asia high. I mean, we just hit 60 plus ticks already. I might just take out a few contracts here. I'm going to take out a little bit of my position. I'm going to sell for first TP. I'm going to just have my stop at break even at this point. So I only added into a half, but I'm still able to scale out with my half position. So that's pretty good. Just took my first TP, about 63 ticks. So now I'll look to just keep holding this with my stop at break even. See what we do once we take out London highs. Pretty good entry. I mean, the entry was higher than I wanted, but we got it at the right time. Right, that's exactly the entry I'm talking about during Silver Bullet. We were just waiting for a fair value gap to be entered, and then we wait for that reaction, we get an entry. So we finally had that happen. So my stop is at break even right now. I just want to see us come up and take out London high. And what I'll either do is I'll scale out at London high, or I'll wait for us to come take out some higher levels. All right, so we got London high up there. We got some more liquidity resting up above. We are looking very bullish. We'll see if we can continue this trend up. All right, so we obviously didn't catch this full move. Yeah. I said I sold a partial up at 63 ticks. 63 ticks, which is a 2-to-1 because we had a 30 tick stop, so that was a 2-to-1 for that first partial. That's why I didn't wait to come up to here, because we already hit a 2-to-1, so I was willing to sell up here. Let's see, we form another fair value gap down here. Let's see if we trade into it and come back up. Right, another entry opportunity here. I'm even thinking about adding into my position here. The only thing about that is I already have my stop at break even. It would move my entry pretty high, but it's another entry opportunity at this fair value gap. We are seeing a rejection off of this order block up top, but we still haven't taken out that Silver Bullet liquidity just yet. So I haven't added. But I do think if we push through London high pretty aggressively, that we will continue to go for some more buy side. We'll see what happens. Remember, my stop is at break even. 4225 is my entry. That's where my stop is at, break even there. And if we come back down, we come back down. So since I was only able to add into half a position, I still, let's see. Yeah, I'll still be in the red if I get stopped at a break even, but still made some of those losses back anyways. And I'll look for another re-entry, honestly. All right, if I was able to add into a full into that one, I wouldn't be in the red after taking profit. I would be good. Okay, but since I was only able to add into a half, and we took a half position loss earlier at 50 ticks, right? I'm not able to make that full loss back, which is fine. Let's see, we're starting to head back down. Really wanted to see us react off this fair value gap here. We still have not taken out those highs. It's so funny how price manipulates in this market, guys. We have that clear liquidity level just waiting to get taken out. Price goes up a few ticks away from it, and then just comes right back down. Yeah, we do have that 5-minute fair value gap, right? So if I end up getting stopped at break even, that would be my next entry target down here, right? Back in that 1 minute, back in that 5 minute. That's what I would look for. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. Maybe we'll get that pump right now. Right, you could also, I'm not going to add back into my position just yet, just because we do have potential to head back down to that 5 minute. Well, let's see if we can continue up. All right, if we hit London high, I'll probably sell one more partial and then just leave my runner. Leave my runner and see if we're going to come up for more of our highs up top. Look how ES has already swept London high, so we're seeing that SMT divergence between the two right now. But ES has displaced on the 5-minute. It's trying to displace on the 15-minute as well. Let's see if we can get that follow through here if we're going to try to come back down and target that 5-minute imbalance below. Can we do it? Can we do it? So far on this trade, at the high we hit 67 ticks. I sold for profit at 63 ticks, moved my stop to break even. So risk-free trade, winning trade either way. Now we see if we can get that follow through. We're moving pretty slow. Five minutes still looks good. Looks like we're trying to come back up. We created these equal highs up here. We'll see. And if I do get stopped out at break even, that's when I'll look for a re-entry down that 5-minute. Look for another entry. Let's see, guys. I might even add into a full position here, and my entry will move up a little bit, and that's fine. I'll still keep my stop at break even. If we start to pump a little bit, I'll add into a full, I'll give it a shot. My break even will be super close. My stop loss will be very close if we start to get a bounce from here. If not, I'm just going to hold. I'll just hold my stop where it's at. We are moving down kind of aggressively here on this 1-minute candle, so I won't add into a full. No, I would not be looking to go in shorts just yet. I wanted to see us at least take out that London high first. No, I'm not in full. I'm not in full. I didn't add. So there, I just got stopped at break even. Okay, so now I'm looking for a re-entry. Back in that 1-minute, back in that 5-minute here. Once we enter into this, I'll start looking for a re-entry into the longs. I still want to see us take out at least Asia and London high. And is ES going to displace on the 15? Is it going to do it? All right, ES displaced on the 15. That's a good sign. That's a good sign there. All right, so this is that 5-minute imbalance I'm talking about. 5-minute bullish order block. If we can trade down below it, grab that sell side and then pump. That's what I'm looking for here. Still can have a very good risk to reward setup. We can keep our stop below the 5-minute at like 35 ticks and still be chilling with good reward. Right? We can still be looking to catch, 96 ticks for a first TP, or even 81 ticks for a first TP. So I'm just waiting for us to touch into that fair value gap and get a reaction. Seeing displacement on ES is a good sign on the 15-minute. We obviously have the SMT divergence, but I want to see NQ continue. I want to see it finish out this silver bullet move and actually grab that liquidity resting above. All right, so I made back some of my losses on that one. Obviously didn't get to catch too much profit on there because I didn't get to add into a full. All right, so now I wait to see what kind of reaction we get off this 5 minute. Obviously don't love that 15-minute candle very much. Okay, we're seeing a nice bounce here. I'm going to test out the longs again. I just added into a full on the longs here, guys. I'm going for it here. I'm going for it here. See if we can get that follow through. I just want to see that bounce. I got filled kind of high up here. 18,743. Yeah, I gotta start getting my entries a little bit better here. 4,350. Not the entry I wanted. I'll keep my stop right now at 50 ticks below. 50 ticks at 18,731. Give ourselves some room. 18,731 will be my stop at 50 ticks. I want to see us bounce off that 5 minute. Remember, we formed that 5 minute bullish order block. We trade below, grab liquidity. Now I want to see us continue. Finish out our silver bullet move. Because it's that silver bullet, guys. We have our target liquidity at Asia and London high. We saw ES sweep our Asia and London highs and actually get a displacement move. We're trending up overall. We create a 5 minute order block. We have liquidity under. We have a fair value gap under. That's exactly what we want to see happen. Now I want to just see that follow through to the upside. I just want to see this move completed. Take our TP, get out. All right, it's that silver bullet move. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Okay, but my setup is there. This is one of my favorite setups to take. We've got about 13 minutes left on silver bullet. I expect us to try to go target that buy side liquidity. We can see that we have been extremely bullish here. We have a target. We're in that silver bullet hour. Now we just got to wait and see if we're going to get that expansion move up and finally grab the liquidity. All right, so I'll probably take first TP. Yeah, I did add into a full. I'll take first TP at Asia high, so 64 ticks. So, I mean, the risk reward isn't insane. But again, as we start to pump, if we start to pump up, I'll start moving my stop up as well. So 18,759.50 would be my first TP. We'll see. We're seeing a reaction off that 5 minute, but we're just kind of chopping. We're kind of chopping ever since we got in. Just waiting for that expansion move. Waiting for us to push through this 5 minute order block. Push through. I want to see us disrespect this 1 minute bearish fair value gap here. Inverse it. Continue to push up. Let's see. That's a good close on the 5 minute there. Now I just want to see us come up and actually displace the order block. Go for those highs. We have to push through this 1 minute bearish fair value gap here to really see this move play out. Okay, you can start to move your stop loss up. You can start to move your stop loss up if you want. I'm still going to keep it where it's at for now. Actually, I might move my stop loss up a little bit. I'm going to move it up 45 ticks, so 18,732.25. So 45 tick stop. But you could move it up. Yeah, you could move it to this low if you want to. You could de-risk a little bit. All right, we are bouncing off this 1 minute bearish order block or bearish fair value gap. Yeah, we're just not getting that follow through right now. Not getting that follow through like I wanted to see. We're so close to that liquidity. Really expect us to go take it out. Just waiting for that to happen. We're still kind of chopping. We are still chopping right now. See if we can actually make that move. Can we do it, guys? Can we do it? But yeah, if you want to move your stop up, you can do that. You can move it to these lows. You can continue to move it up. I just want to keep it a little bit lower because we still have that 5-minute imbalance. So I want to give it just a little bit of room just in case you do want to come back into that imbalance and still push up. So I still have my conviction in the longs. I still like the longs. Just waiting for that pump. I mean, if we look at our hourly candle, guys, look at that hourly. Obviously, we're still in the bearish imbalance, but that's a very strong bullish hourly candle. We just have not pushed through up to these highs just yet. So still respecting that 1-minute bearish fair value gap. I'm going to continue to hold where my stop's at. I know my risk. I know what I'm willing to lose. So if you're in this trade, you better know what you're leveraging. You better know what your risk is every single time. You should not be surprised by how much you make or how much you lose. Full position on RTY. How's that going? Yeah, ever since we got in this trade, the price action has been pretty rough. My stop loss is at 18,732.25. So it's 45 ticks. 45 tick stop loss right now. So it's still almost at the bottom of that 5-minute fair value gap. Still giving myself some room just in case we want to come down and grab some sell side and then head back up. But we're just choppy, choppy, choppy. So right now my first TP is just set at our Asia high, 64 ticks. So it's not a 2-to-1. I would like to take first TP up here at London high. But I'm just going to wait and see. If we start to get a reaction, if we start to get a very aggressive move, I'll probably move my first TP up to that London high, and catch more of a 2-to-1 while I'm moving my stop loss up. This one, they're just chopping the market right now. You can see this 5-minute, it's all chopped so far. So we'll see what we do when we touch back into this 5-minute imbalance. Are we going to come down and bounce? I hope we come down, grab that sell side, and bounce back up. Yeah, I won't be taking another trade after this. This will be my last one. Win or lose, last trade here. Come on, can we get that bounce? Can we get that bounce off the 5-minute one more time? We just grab sell side liquidity there. Look how we grab that sell side, we come down to the 5 and we bounce. We just got to see some actual momentum and follow through. We're not getting that. We're not getting that as of right now. But we still got room. We still have good risk here. We're just risking 45 ticks. Patiently waiting. Something to happen. Something to happen here. So I'm actually gonna put my first TP at London High at 18.76325. And if we do struggle to push through and we're kind of stalling, I'll just take my TP somewhere up here. That's a nice move there. That's a very nice move on the 1 minute. Can we get follow through now? Can we push past this range? Can we push past this accumulation? All right, this is what we talked about. Come down, grab that sell side, and then pump. Bounce off that 5 minute. That's exactly what I was saying. There we go. We're starting to get that pump. I'm going to start moving my stop loss up now. I'm going to move it to 35 ticks at 18.73475. So now my stop loss is at 35 ticks. So now our first TP is a 2.26 risk to reward. You can obviously take your first TP lower if you want to. Right, you could take it at 50, you could take it at 40. At this high here would be 40 ticks. You could take it at Asia high at 64 ticks. For now, I'm going to keep it at 79 ticks up here. Yeah, the 1 hour is about to open here. It would be nice to see displacement of the 1 hour fair value gap push up past it. That's a very nice move on the 1 minute so far, though. Just want to see the 5 minute actually get some follow through and push past and displace these highs. Can we do it, guys? Can we do it? So now we're only risking 35 ticks. Got 1 minute left on this hourly candle. Remember, you can take your first TP. You don't have to hold. You don't have to wait. We hit 40 ticks. So it's still, that was a 1-to-1 still. So you can still take a 1-to-1 if you want. And honestly, I'm going to move my stop up even more to this low. I'm going to move it up to 25 ticks. Because if we do come back down, at that point I won't really want to be in the trade anymore. So 18.73725, I'm going to move my stop to that. So now I'm only risking 25 ticks here. All right, and that's what I do when we start to move in our direction, we start to move into profit. You know, I just de-risk my position. And then once I take that TP, I'll move my stop to break even. And sometimes I'll even move my stop to break even before we take TP. Just depends on the trade. You're about to close on the hourly. That's a nice push. Again, you could take TP already if you want to. Look at how the hourly displaced our fair value gap completely. I expect us to go take out those highs. I expect us to go take out London High now. That's why I'm still holding my TP there. So I mean, I'm still good with holding 25 ticks of risk here. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to move my stop to break even just yet, but you can move your stop to break even if you would want to. I really want to see this one play out and go take out those highs, especially after seeing ES displacing the highs. I know we didn't close above on the hourly on ES, but I do expect us to go take it out on NQ. Right, but this could be a risk-free trade for you if you want. You do not have to keep holding. You don't have to do what I'm doing. You can do what you want to. Like I said, if we do come up and take out Asia high and we kind of start to stall, then I'll just take out my profit there. Move my stop to break even. But for now, I'm holding it at 79 ticks at London high. I want to see us go pump for that level. Yeah, I'm going to take off half up here just because of seeing how strong that hourly close was. I do think we have potential to start pushing for that next high, but I'll really start trailing my stop into profit pretty aggressively. All right, so we left that 1 minute fair value gap behind. Another support level down here. Yeah, I mean, we've been showing SMT on ES for a while now. On ES and NQ. There we go, there we go, there we go. Let's take out that first TP. Look, you can take first TP at Asia High if you want to. You do not have to keep holding. Like I said, if we keep stalling here, I'll look to take TP. You could take that now. We just hit Asia High. I mean, I might even think about taking my first TP at this point. Yeah, why not? I'm going to take first TP. It sold my whole position, guys. It sold my whole position. I'm out completely. I'm out. I'm out. Again, I need to figure that out because I didn't mean to do that. But I'm out completely. So I just sold at Asia High. Didn't mean to do that. So 64 ticks. I'm green on the day now, so it's not the end of the world. I did want to keep holding this trade though. I did want to keep holding this trade because I wanted to see us continue to push for London High. But I am out completely. If you want to keep holding this, you can still keep holding this. But I'm still green on the day pretty good. Pretty good. So, I mean, I went from being down 500, around 500, I think, yeah, to being up 850 now. Okay, so I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with being done. But I did want to keep holding this because I did see that potential of taking out London High. And, even potential to come up to our highs up further. But, I'm okay with it. I still grabbed 64 ticks with my full TP, or with my full position. Where would I move my stop to? At this point, I would just have my stop at break even. I would still give this a chance. So if we came up and took out this London High, that's when I would move my stop up, probably to below this 1 minute order block here. That's probably what I would do. And then I would look to keep holding up to the highs up here, just because we have such a strong bullish trend on this 1 hour too. Right? That 1 hour candle does not tell me we're going to come back down. I would think we're going to come back up for those highs. So I would at least take off most of your position, around London High. And then I would leave a runner, at least one runner to keep going with my stop chilled and profit. Right? But at this point, there's no way you already saw me take TP, right? I was trying to take off half, but I would not be still holding this and not taking profit at this point because we're stalling so much at Asia High. Okay, so I'm out completely. What was the first trade that I took? Our first trade was the shorts all the way down here. Where was it? Where was it? Let me find exactly. I think it was these shorts. These shorts here. We were trying to continue to see if we're going to take out that sell side liquidity. Ended up getting stopped out 50 ticks with half a lot. Yeah, I'm not going to take any more trades during this session. Right, and then that last trade we took first TP with half a position and then ended up getting stopped at break even. So I made back a little bit of my profit on that one. And then on this one, took out full TP with my full position at 64 ticks. Right, so now we're chilling. Okay, so yesterday we made, I made about 500. Today about 852. Okay, so good week so far. Two green days. And obviously we still have more trading to go with our prop firm, but in terms of our market open sessions, 2 winning days so far. Pretty good start to the week here, guys. Great patience. We've been sitting here for a while. We've been able to be patient and only take our setups that we really want to take. Only take our setups that we really want to take. No, my half a lot today is 2 minis. I'm trading 4 minis full lot. So I've been scaling up a little bit lately. So typically my full lot on these sessions will be 2 minis to 4 minis, depending on the day. depending on the day. And then in prop firm session, my full lot with those 50K accounts is 6 micros. All right, so yeah, that's it for me. I can stick around and still, wait if you guys are still on this trade. Who's still holding this trade? I would like to know. Anybody still holding? Okay, Sam, you're out. Yeah, I got you. All right, so we still got a lot of people holding, so I'll stick around. I'll stick around with you guys. Watch this trade play out here. Still watch this trade play out. Remember, so I'm hoping that you guys at least took some profit, at least sold some of your position. This trade didn't. No, I didn't get stopped out. I meant to sell half a position here, and I accidentally double clicked on the sell button. Ended up getting out completely on it. So I ended up taking full TP at 64 ticks with my full position. I think it was about 63, 64 ticks. Have a good one, Deep. Have a good rest of your day. If I don't see you again at prop firm session or education. Yeah, so I mean, we did take that. We finally took that Asia high, but really that target I was looking for was that London high. Right now we are stalling a little bit, but we did touch. We haven't touched that 1 minute down here just yet. We did get strong displacement of this order block. We're seeing a bounce off this 5-minute bullish order block, so pretty good. So I still see that potential. I still see the potential of the long stepping in. At this point, though, I would have my stop at break even. I wouldn't have moved it up to here just yet because we haven't touched that 1 minute fair value gap. I would still keep it at break even just in case it wants to come down here and then continue. But like I said, once that London high is taken, what I would do is move my stop loss up, to a certain level depending on what that level is. Or I would take full TP at London high, just get out completely. One of those two things, either taking that full TP and getting out, or taking one off, taking a runner or taking a partial and then leaving a runner to see if it'll keep going with your stop loss and profit. But yeah, I mean, overall today, guys, we really managed our risk well. We really did good at being patient, waiting for our setups that we wanted to take, executed our setups. I really enjoyed this session. I think it was a great session for us. Obviously, I could have shored up my entry a little bit better on that trade before this one. But overall, still a good session. Very good session. Able to end the day green. Right, this week is a tough one to navigate. So being able to walk away with in the profit this week is good. Right, I'll always take it. So far we're in the profit. We got to continue with this good discipline, this good patience for the rest of the week. Yeah, ES already did take London highs, and that's what I was talking about. So that's why I was waiting to see if it displaced. The 15-minute did displace. Hourly didn't. But I really wanted to see NQ follow and go take out those London highs. Right, and just finish off that silver bullet move. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I see that your color has changed, AZ Sunshine. Welcome. Welcome to the masterclass. Happy to have you. Okay, so we just tapped into that 1 minute bullish for value gap. Yeah, I mean, we have the 15 all the way down here. So we'll see if we do want to retrace all the way down. All right, we are obviously seeing that rejection off of grabbing liquidity up here. But like I said, this should not be a losing trade for anybody. Nobody should lose this trade. Technically, this should be a winning trade for everybody if everybody was able to grab profit up here. Or at least a break-even trade. At least a break-even. There should no, like, personally, I would never let this trade ever become a losing trade. Okay, so barely touched into that 1 minute bullish for value gap here. See if price can continue to push up and at least get that London high. It's really struggling at this point though. But we're still seeing nice wicks when we come down and touch off this 5 minute order block down here. We've been seeing good reaction off of it. Just no follow through. So, I mean, we'll see how far this one wants to retrace. Hopefully it doesn't want to retrace much farther. If it does, I mean, we could see it come back down to that 15 minute down here. There's potential for that to happen. You know, maybe back into the 5 minute down here. Prop firm session is where we have been trading 50K prop firm accounts. So I'm just taking people through how I trade prop firms, you know, especially the smaller account ones, just how to manage our risk correctly. So during that session, we really focus on trading those prop firm accounts. Yeah, I saw they had a deal on the 250K. The only thing I don't like about, I was looking at the 250 because I saw that deal and I was looking at it and I was like, there's got to be a catch here. Like, what's the catch, right? And the drawdown compared to the profit goal is not very good compared to other accounts. I mean, the drawdown is like 6,500 and the profit goal is 15,000. So that's one you have to be very, very, very disciplined on. And when they dropped it was a little sketchy too because they dropped it right before a big news day. So I was a little bit cautious about that one. You know, I think it wasn't the best, but it is real. It's just a tough account I think to trade because with a $6,500 drawdown you still have to trade pretty small, but you also have to catch, you know, $15,000 in profit, which is not an easy thing to do. What's up, KT? So far today, we have taken one short down here. We got stopped out with half a lot at 50 ticks. We took a long up here. We ended up catching, I think it was 60 ticks, only with half a lot. Took profit and then got stopped at break even. And then we took one more long here with a full position. I ended up selling my full position up here. Didn't mean to, but around 64 ticks. So we're in the green today. A lot of people are still holding this trade right now. So that's why I'm still sitting here. That's a nice pump there, guys. Can we get some follow through now? Form another 5 minute order block. Pretty nice candle here on the 1 minute. Let's see if we can get follow through. Push up to London high. You too, Moss. Have a good one. Glad to have you here. A lot of slow price action here. We caught this trade at the perfect time though. It was the perfect time to get that entry. Right as we pumped. And remember, like, there was no entries during this move that I would have taken. Right? We never tapped into that 1 minute fair value gap. None of this I would have taken. We just waited for that opportunity. We finally found it. And we've had two winning trades since then. So we don't always have to catch 200 ticks in reward, right? Sometimes, all we need is 60, 100 ticks, as long as our risk is good. And it is struggling to break through. Really struggling to break through here. More SMT at the highs again. We see ES taking out this high. Let's see, actually. Well, we had SMT. Now we don't have SMT. Oh, we do, sorry. Yeah, ES took out this high, NQ did not take out that high, so we do have some SMT. But we've had SMT all day. We've been having SMT divergence pretty much this whole week. Even last week we had a lot of it. Let's see what the VIX is doing. VIX is kind of in the middle right now in this 30-minute candle. Last 30-minute candle did close green. The one right now is starting to head down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, price is just kind of stalling here. Not doing too much. Not doing too much. The longest trade I've been in, I mean, I've held trades overnight, so, probably like 8 hours or so. But like while I'm sitting at the computer, like during New York session, I think the longest trade I've been in was like a little over 2 hours. I think maybe around 2 hours. Yeah, that's all right, Kava. As long as you stuck to your plan, that's okay. As long as you stuck to your plan, followed your rules, that's you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be good. But yeah, it is smart to trade with a different account. If you don't feel comfortable continuing to trade that account, if you feel like you don't want to take more losses on it, sometimes it's good to just move on to a different account. Is NQ finally gonna pump, guys? What do you think? Is it finally gonna pump? Now we've just been ranging in this range right here. Can it do it? It's making another try here. It's another effort. Can it push through? Continues to struggle. It's a nice 5-minute candle here, though. If it can follow through, man, that looks good. Especially if it displaces. If it displaces these highs, I think it will keep running to our next buy-side liquidity level. So back to Asia high again. If you didn't take profit on that first one, I would think about taking profit here. right? If you didn't take that profit already, I would definitely think about taking profit back at Asia high. We see that reaction, we just got off of it again. We are doing a lot of ranging here. Can we push through? Can we do it? We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. NQ's trying. NQ is trying. Some more divergence again. Yes, it already took out that high. NQ has not taken it out yet. It's almost to that London high. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. I love having you here. About 3 or 2 minutes left on the 5-minute candle. It's looking like it's trying to come up and displace again. We've seen a lot of ranging, so it's really got to push through. We don't want it to do what the last 5-minute candle did. That's why I talked about trying to take profit back at Asia high again, if you hadn't already. I mean, you could still get out completely at Asia high and call it a day if you want to as well, right? That's what I accidentally did. But again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's still around 60 ticks. Right, we're still sitting at 65 ticks right now, so still a solid trade. You know, at this point, I would for sure have my stop in profit. I would have my stop at least down to these lows, possibly even higher. We're almost to that London high. Come on, guys. Let's get there. I want this for you guys. I want this for you. I want this for you right now. Can we do it? It's so close. 1 minute left on the 5. Can the 5-minute displace London high? That is the question. All right, so what I would do at this point is I would have either taken full TP at London high. If we take it, there's London high, guys. Did it hit? Did it hit? It just tapped onto London high. Just tapped onto London high. So that's either that full TP or another partial level. So either you could take that full TP there, or you could take more partials, have that stop moved into profit, and now, you know, wait to see if we get 5-minute displacement. Now we just ran through it. Still got 15 seconds left on the 5-minute candle. That's what I'm talking about, though, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Who's still holding this one? Who's still holding this trade? I want to see. I want to see you guys. Who's caught this trade with me? I mean, I know I haven't been in this part of it, but gotta see it. Gotta see it. There we go. There we go, guys. Oh, look at that drop after taking London high. But we do have this 5-minute order block we created, right? We displaced the 5-minute. I know we didn't displace our London high. We still have support here. So if you are holding a runner, I would personally have a stop in profit. If I didn't, I might have taken my full TP at London high, right? But I would have my stop in profit. And that next target, right, would either be this high over here or the highs up here. Probably the highs at 18,784 would be that next target. Okay, but I'm going to call the session here. I got to go eat a little food, get prepared for our educational session. But again, manage this trade. Make sure that you're taking your partials. Make sure that you have your stop and profit. You know, do the things, stick to your plan. As long as you're sticking to your plan, you're going to be good. You're going to be all right. All right, but I appreciate you all. What a great session. Great first 2 days for us so far. I'll be back in about an hour for our educational session. So I hope to see you guys there. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. God bless everybody. Good luck on the rest of this trade. I'll be keeping an eye on it, keeping an eye to see how you guys are doing. If for those of you that are still going to be holding, there we go, Diego. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.